Today, the United States has reached a historic understanding with Iran. But we have a historic opportunity to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. Iran has also agreed to the most robust and intrusive inspections and transparency regime ever negotiated for any nuclear program in history. We rallied the world to impose the toughest sanctions in history.
We are following the breaking news here of this historic understanding with Iran.
It is definitely an historic moment.
It is a historic agreement, frankly.
A historic understanding and, quote, good deal. But there is, of course, still much work to be done.
A lot of what happened today does not happen every day. This was a historic deal on a historic day, even though it's not done yet.
This historic day in international relations and this potentially historic deal.
So it is a very historic deal, and it has the potential, if we do the deal on June 30th, of changing the way global gravity works.
Yes, I don't want to let this moment go by. It is a historic thing we are witnessing.
World leaders reach a framework for a historic deal.
This is the most strictly governed nuclear accord of any nuclear program ever in history.
This is a masterful chess player back in the game, and President Obama has done a masterful job.
The president has handled this brilliantly
in moving that needle. It's an extraordinarily difficult needle, but he's moving it, and it's breathtaking to watch.
The president has put a plan on the table that controls it for 15 years. It's a fabulous piece of work.
So this is indeed a historic day. But
it is historic, no doubt.
An historic day.
Coming up, the historic framework.
Indeed, an historic day.
You bet. We've got more news on today's historic deal with Iran. Historic potential deal. We'll have more on this historic day. Historic news out of Switzerland.
Ahead, the Republican reaction to the historic nuclear agreement.
And while today's agreement is historic,
probably the biggest breakthrough in this historic agreement today, Iran has agreed to an unprecedented level of inspection. Such a deal has never been negotiated in the history of the nuclear age before.
This was a historic opportunity.
President Obama announced a historic breakthrough.
This is a historic moment.
A major historic moment. How historic is this? And if it sticks in June, and it should.
If we get this in June, this is big as Nixon goes to China. It changes the game. America is back after a lot of bad years.